Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a figure review for a brand new figure that is just starting to hit from ThreeZero, The Walking Dead. This is for Merle Dixon. So first we'll take a quick look at the box. We've got a nice picture in the front of Merle there. We've got the based on the hit AMC TV series and Blood Splatter at the left. Then down at the bottom here we've got the Merle Dixon embossed name, really cool. The Walking Dead, Merle on the side with more splatter. Then in the back we've got a picture of Merle kind of leaning over Season 3, really cool with the blade hand. It has a magnetized side to it, so you can basically open this up and see the Merle there, and then kind of the portrait of him when he was kind of good guy mode, I want to say, at the prison with a group of survivors, which is nice. And then here is the Merle inside the plastic, ready to go. So here we have the Merle out of packaging. First impressions, really like the figure, really a cool look to him. It does come with two hands. You do have two fisted and the arm as well too, but of course you do get the prosthetic arm, which is really nice. Really like the detail on that, with the attached knife or bayonet hand, so to speak, knife hand, and it's got kind of the attachments here. So I'll put this on in a minute. You do get an an actual arm though too, if you do want to. I don't know, for some reason, if you want to show him with that. Granted, he only really had that in the first season of the show, and it was only for his brief stint there. But in terms of hands, so you get the two fisted hands. You do get a trigger finger hand for each side, which again you're probably only going to use the one. And then you do get some open palm, hands for each as well. And he also comes with a really nice sidearm here, which is really cool. So I've gone ahead and attached the bladed arm now for the figure, as well as a gun holding hand, which is pretty cool. Really good detail on the bladed arm. Really like it a lot. And the knife that comes with it, it really looks good. It's really kind of big and imposing. Really gives him that extra kind of reach, of course, compared to just a fist. So it kind of attaches down there and goes all the way through. So really cool. As far as the head sculpt goes, I do think that they've captured Michael Rooker's likeness pretty good here. I think Michael Rooker, it's difficult for them to make figures based on him because his head is kind of, it's a strange shape. He's got kind of a receding hairline, then he's got a large forehead. So a lot of times with figures, it doesn't quite look right. With this one, I think they got it pretty good. I like the blue eyes. I think they look really cool, and they're kind of looking they're looking up, so they're at the top. The pupils are near the top, which kind of means that you have to, you see how it doesn't look right. If you have his head upward, you kind of have to have it down, which looking kind of through, like near the top, like he's angry type of thing, which is what you would want probably for this version of Merle. Of course, you could just swap out the jacket that he's got on here, or the shirt that he's got on here, for a black one, and then he would be kind of your good guy version of Merle instead. So pretty good likeness for the head sculpt. The clothing itself and kind of the prosthetic arm, really good detailing on. Really like the straps here are like it's got a very metal look to it, and it does actually feel like die cast to me. We've got leather here, of course, around where the straps connect, and pretty good detailing on the shirt. It does look kind of somewhat dirty, somewhat kind of like the beater has got some little pieces of what might be like mud here and that kind of stuff. And for the pants, kind of got these kind of military cargo pants type of things with a lot of pockets and small zippers that do actually work. The zippers down here, you can kind of lower these or raise them if you want to kind of make this part tighter around here, around the feet, which is kind of cool. And somewhat laces here. They're not real. They're kind of plastic, but it does look good. It fits really well, and doesn't seem to be something you can kind of take off. As far as articulation goes, it's pretty standard for what you would expect from a 1/6 scale figure. It does have double jointed arms, it looks like, but they're inside of kind of the seamless suit or rubber, the plastic that they have kind of over top. So, it does allow for some pretty good poses without that, gap there on the arm, which is pretty cool with these new 1/6 bodies, which is becoming pretty popular now. The head can look up about that far, but again, because of the eyes, it kind of makes it even higher, and you can get it quite a bit down as well, as much as you probably want to. The shoulders are pretty good range of motion, the usual kind of thing for what you'd expect from a 1/6 scale figure, and there is a a joint here as well too, where you can turn and then give him a bit of a lean to if you want. He does also have a holster here for the gun, so you can holster it if you want to, and all the rest of the articulation is what you'd expect: double jointed knees, turn at the foot as well as 365 degrees, and a rocker or a pivot. So I do really like the figure. I think it's wicked cool that ThreeZero decided to release this guy. Here's to hoping at some point we get a Daryl Dixon figure, because of course, I mean, Merle by himself just doesn't feel right without Daryl. But I am really happy that they released this guy, because season 3 of The Walking Dead is one of my absolute favorite seasons of the show. It's one of the most action, intense seasons that there is. There's some really great episodes like Hounded, where he's chasing Michonne, which you can do, a lot of the things with this figure, a lot of the poses that he did in that episode when he's chasing her down. I really like the design of him in season 3, and kind of the not only just the attire, but really the prosthetic hand is something wicked cool for for a good villain to have kind of that gimmick. Of course, we saw him lose the hand in the first season, and then we weren't sure exactly what they were going to do. When they brought him back with the bladed hand, I just thought, oh man, that is really, really wicked cool. And to see him use it, and to hear that Michael Rooker actually, by the end of the season, got pretty damn good at using it and killing zombies with it. In a way, it's like a huge disadvantage to lose your hand, but with the prosthetic arm, he kind of turned it a little bit into an advantage, so to speak, in some cases. Like when zombies come up on him, he's got that extra reach that the blade gives him, and it's just, oh man, it's a really cool concept, really cool design, and I'm really glad that they gave it a shot and they made a pretty sweet Merle figure. In terms of scale, because they are releasing quite a few more Walking Dead 1/6 figures, ThreeZero, there's a Negan that's been shown, which looks amazing. Can't wait to pre-order to get that one. Michonne, which is also coming out with the 2 walkers as an exclusive, which is really cool. The walkers that she used, and they've released those earlier as well too. If you've already got one of those, that's cool. The Rick, of course, who's here, which is really sweet, and I'm sure more to come. Hopefully that Daryl. But in terms of size comparison, there's the season 5 Rick with Merle. Do have Merle leaning a bit, but Rick is actually a little bit taller than the Merle. It could be because of his boots and kind of the size of them, or just kind of the build of the figure seems to be a little bit different, with the Rick one being a little bit slender and a little bit taller. So I'm not sure if that's in scale. I'm not sure if Andrew Lincoln is taller than Michael Rooker. I always kind of got the idea that Michael Rooker was a little bit taller than average, a little bit bigger than average, because he's kind of the governor's muscle in the show, but I could be mistaken in that. In terms of what he comes with, I do like what they included with him. He doesn't come with a display stand just like the Rick didn't, so heads up for that. You'll have to get one of your own if you want one and you want to display them on a shelf. Maybe a couple other add-ins they could have included. I think they could have included a black shirt that he wore once he joined the Survivors later on in the series near the end of season 3, and that's kind of your good guy Merle, so to speak. But I guess if I had to choose one, I do like the governor's evil Merle as a villain as well too. He is a really, really good villain. And I think that overall the figure's got a nice presence. It looks pretty damn good. And the only thing maybe I would think possibly could be improved is maybe if they'd have done some kind of smirking expression, a little bit. It's kind of a neutral expression, and I think for Michael Rooker, kind of a little bit of a smirk here could have been maybe even a little bit better. But it still looks sweet. It's a really cool figure. Really like it a lot. And in terms of a score, I'm going to give it an 8.8 out of 10. I think it's really solid. Just a couple other things they could have included, but a really, really nice figure with the seamless arms and everything. Looks really good, very statuesque, and can't wait to add it to the backdrop for the channel. If you guys want to check out the figure, I'll put a link in the description to Bigbadtoystore.com, where you can pre-order them right now. It's coming out really soon, as well as you can pre-order the Michonne, which I'll have a link to in the description as well. and the Negan, which of course you guys know I just can't wait for that Negan, man. Really, really cool. So yeah, absolutely. If you guys liked the video, I hope you did. Let me know what you think about the figure below, and if you did, thumb up the video. You can always share, of course. You got Facebook you want to share through, I'd appreciate it. Favorite, and if you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.
You better subscribe.